I love talking about this stuff.
Okay, great. So you were just telling me about film. You want to repeat that?
Yeah, from my experience and what I've learned, and obviously you learn from your failures. I mean, you're not going to learn in movies or making films if you're not behind a camera. Even if it's your iPhone, if it's a big DSLR camera or a cine camera. So in my experience, I've learned that first and foremost, film is a language of emotion. So if you don't connect with your audiences and connect with it on an emotional level, that's why we go to see movies. There was a great film scholar named Robert Starr, and film was first created for the lower classes, for poor people, because it was a low art form. They didn't have the money to go see theater, so they created Nickelodeons, 5 cents to go see a movie. And he said the movies were a place where everyone can sit in the dark and dream as equals.
Wow.
And I've always loved that.
I love that.
And that's when you go into a movie theater and it's dark and you're watching a film collectively. Like, I don't even like stadium seating because it's great for viewing experience, but I like being around people, and I don't like people's heads to be in my way. But I enjoy feeling the communal experience of going to a movie. So you have to, as a filmmaker, connect on an emotional level, and it's a visual language. You don't tell, you show. So the hardest process for a filmmaker is getting what's in your head onto a page, interpreting that from script to screen. And so what may be in your head may not be what ends up on a page, and what's on the page may not end up what's on film. Because you go to film, it's a bright sunny day, and you film this guy and this girl, and they're sitting on a blanket, and they're holding a red balloon, and they're going to let that red balloon go, and they're talking about their love for each other. Well, it's raining that day. So then but you don't have any other days to shoot. So it's raining, so then maybe you put them, in a park shelter, or maybe you set it indoors at a nice museum. And so suddenly the script, it changes. And so as a filmmaker, you have to be adaptable to those things. But first and foremost, connecting with your emotional ideas. As a director, as a writer, before you go out to film, it's great to break down your script into emotional beats. Be very specific about what is actually going to be conveyed in your film.
So when you have an emotional beat, how long might you anticipate that would last?
It could be a wink. It could be a girl's hand touching yours and giving you that special feeling. It could be a long silence. A lot more said in movies when people aren't talking than when they are talking.
And in life, too.
And in life.
Yeah.
In life. The way someone taps their foot, maybe they're anxious, or the way someone scratches their head, they all are emotional beats. So you try to follow that and work with your talent to achieve that. And stick to your script as much as you can, but then also be willing to adapt to elements that are out of your control. Or the greatest thing is being on set and your actor or actress does something they didn't expect, but it's way better than what you could have ever written. And suddenly it just turns the scene like that and becomes something else entirely. So that's my 2 cents. I'm sorry.
No, that's wonderful. And so when you're here too, you have a script something in your head, and it's obviously much different than a fictionalized script, but still you're coming with an idea, but you're allowing the girls to bring that to life in whatever way they want too, right?
Yeah, I mean, you just think of the big idea. So the big idea here is that one of the greatest things I learned about engineering a year ago was that engineering is a combination of the analytical and the creative. And so the analytical side we can see on paper. We can see in the actual product that people make. But the creative side is also seeing the process of eyes opening wide and of hands working and seeing these girls laugh together. And then pairing that with this metaphor that this is about exploration. Yeah. It's about endless possibilities. And so the woods are a great backdrop for that. I mean, the woods are endless, dark, and deep.
Yeah, Robert Frost.
Robert Frost.
Yeah.
And so we're trying to sort of pair that conceit of exploration with the woods. And hopefully, we won't know until we get back and we start cutting together if it works, but we just try to cover it. You cannot film too much. Camera should always be rolling and be ready to capture the moment. And then we have a film in our heads, we film it, it's a film in the can, and when we edit it becomes an entirely new thing. You add music, you add new elements to it, and it suddenly becomes its own thing. And the most important thing is, will it touch people? We don't need to tell people that there should be more females in engineers. We need to make people feel that way and inspire young women and inspire females. So
And when it comes to exploration, I mean, these girls just coming to the forest is an exploration for them.
It is.
It's such a new experience.
It is. It is. They're out of their neighborhoods where they grew up in. You know, where it's pretty suburban. It's pretty urban, and so it's cool watching them pick up leaves and sort of play with an acorn in their hands. What does that feel like? And so all those things, even though it doesn't necessarily translate to specifically we're working on engineering projects, it's that aha moment. It's that imaginative spark inside of them. That is the story. That is what you hope to capture.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
No, it's my pleasure. So.